and then I will share video.
Did you get your computer working from yesterday?
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell happened yesterday. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, use your iPad and everything? Oh my God.
Yeah, that was ass. All right, let's just go ahead and start it off. I'm going to be giving you guys, obviously, introduction to React. So who made React? None other than Mark Zuckerberg himself. Not really. Facebook, actually, the Facebook engineering team created React, and since then, it's become an open source project that has been contributed to by like literally every single big name tech company, because a lot of big tech companies and a lot of startups and a lot of pretty much everyone uses React now as a library. So this PowerPoint is from when React first came about, which I don't really know when it came about, but when I say like 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. And the reason why React is special is because it has this concept of components. So before, whenever you're to create like a website or a web app, you just write straight HTML code. And if you wanted to like reuse some of that code, you would just copy and paste it into the next page that you're using it in. That's pretty inefficient. So now there are components. All you have to know about components are that they're classes. You guys are all familiar with object-oriented programming, right? Thumbs up, dope. Okay, so every single view and every single component in React is just a class, and that class has a constructor, and then it has a render function. And then you can put individual functions within that class that can then be called within that class. So render function is super important because since you're creating a front-end component, you have to render something, you have to show something to the user, and then the constructor is important, and we'll get into that later. So yeah, something really important to understand about React is the concept of props. So props is short for properties, but when you have components and when you're making components, you can import other components to be shown inside of the render stream. And just like in HTML, as Marshall was explaining, there's like a tree, right? Like the virtual DOM, and everything is encapsulated inside of another thing, right? So you have the root, and then you have the app component, and then within the app component, you'll probably have the home screen component. And then within the home screen component, you're gonna have a whole bunch of other different components, and everything is like nested in between. And so the way that you can pass data between these different components from parent to child is through a property or props. And you can see the props right here. So it's the classic open bracket, close bracket of HTML. Here you have the component, which is action button, and then you have a property, which is text. And then you have another property, which is on action. And so then when you go into the action button class, you can access those properties. You can access bookflight, and you can access on action. So this is sort of old syntax, but as you can see, it's creating a class. There's a render function. You always have to have a render function. And then, yeah, so they're creating a button. And then I think down here, yeah, they're finally accessing the properties. So this is crucial, right? This is absolutely crucial because say action button is in the home page component, and you update the text of action component right here. Not only will it propagate down the tree and change whatever it is here, but it'll also change this .props.text, which is cool. And we'll see that in practice later. But do you guys understand how to put a property into a tag, and then you can access it in the action button class or in the later class? Do you guys all understand that? Dope. Cool. So yeah, it's pretty simple. You pass properties into a class, and then you can access those properties in the class. All right. Cool.
But is there anything like you can you change the values of properties?
No. Okay. But what you can do, and there's like a hacky way to change that, is you pass a property and then you pass a function that changes that property in the parent class. And then that's a hacky way to do it.
Oh, you can pass functions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dope. Oh yeah. And the reason why it's called React is because every single time, I haven't explained the state variable yet. Okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, okay. What makes React different? React uses components, not templates. That's what I was talking about earlier. Instead of copying and pasting code, you create a component that's reusable. It re-renders on updates. What that means is every single time you update a variable that the view depends upon, then it will re-render everything. And it'll re-render every single component. So say that counts, right? So like, say you're displaying the number of times someone has clicked a button, and that is count, right? When you click the button, that's gonna increment count. It's gonna increment the count variable. But the view, this h3 right here, it depends on this.state.count. So when the variable is updated, it updates what is rendered on the user's screen depending on the variable. And that's something that's really important. It's something that's really special because before, if you were to do this, it would be a lot harder than it is in React. And then lastly, React has a virtual DOM. So I think Marshall talked to you guys about the document object model. And the base document object model that is used is pretty slow. It's pretty slow to update things. It's pretty slow to find things. So React has its own virtual DOM, which I can explain later down, but it makes things a lot quicker. Accessing, it makes changing elements a lot quicker. Look, so here's some Facebook software engineers sucking their own dicks. Anyways, yeah, cool. So do you guys want me to tell you why this is important, or should I just get into actually how to code?
Code.
No. Like I said, components are better than templates. It re-renders on every change. And then there's a virtual DOM. And a virtual DOM makes it go a lot faster. Cool. So yeah, components are the self-contained, reusable building blocks of a web app. That's not how you should create a class. We'll get into that later. You have these properties which are passed down from parent component to the component, and they're always accessed using this.props. The state is a really important concept to understand. So in the same way that, okay, so properties are passed down by the parent, and the state is essentially a collection of variables that is specific to that specific class. So action button is going to have its own state variables, and action button's parent, the home screen, is going to have its own state variables. You can always pass those state variables as properties, but those state variables are the things that determine, and it just holds like the state or anything that you might want to have about that certain component. So if I were to create a counter in the counter class, I would want one of my state variables to be count. And then in my render function, I would encapsulate this dot state dot count. And so every single time that state changes, it updates the class. So every single time the state changes in a class, everything is re-rendered. And you want to store variables that are specific to that component into the state. And you can access it using this dot state. Good?
So anything that changes within the state or with the variables that we define in the state will automatically re-render the page.
Yeah, so I probably shouldn't have skipped through all of that last PowerPoint slide, but yes, it only changes if what is being rendered depends on one of the state variables, right? So if there is a state variable that has nothing to do with what is getting rendered, then nothing is going to be re-rendered. So the way
do we have to define those relationships though? Is that like what we have to do in our code, or is that automatically done for you?
I mean, if you have this dot state dot counter in your render function, then it knows, right?
Mm.
So the way that it works is when you update the state, it'll render a new thing of HTML and compare that to the old thing of HTML and see if there's something new. And if it is, then it'll update those things in the DOM.
Cool.
Okay.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yep.
If you have an array in your state and you change one element in the array, will that re-render the entire array? Or does the array reference have to be changed?
It depends what you're doing with it. So are you talking about using it in a list, in like a flat list or something like that? Or in like a table view?
Sure. Like, yeah, well, I guess would there be a difference? Would it ever not re-render sometimes, or and other times
No,
it will?
it'll always re-render. But like React is pretty smart, so I don't think it'll re-render everything. I think it'll just add the last like table element.
Yeah, so there's this thing in React, if it's the same value, it won't be rendered.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So yeah, like I said, virtual DOM, it goes fast. Dope. Okay, now we can go into examples. I actually got to go pee real quick, but I'll be back.
Yeah, does anyone know where Tiago is?
No idea. He probably doesn't care about React because he's coding everything in Flutter.
It's his favorite language, after all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Flutter's cool. Flutter's solid. Dope. So yeah, this is React. I guess we can go ahead and walk through really quickly. So this is what a class component looks like in React. And wait, hold up. Oh, there's Aiton. Aiton and I talked about this once, but everything that is viewed on the screen, you can just think of as a component. And components can be nested within each other. So as you can see right here, there's the render function, which is, you always need a render function. And there are properties that have been passed down, and that's what's showing right here, hello Taylor, with a name. So you use brackets to encapsulate variables, and yeah, cool. So here's a good example of the constructor, a rando function that you have within the class, and combining them together. So just like any other class, you need a constructor. First thing you do is you call super props, and then you can define the state variables within the constructor. So within the constructor, like here you have state and seconds, and then there's some other stuff like component did mount and component will unmount. These are essentially just functions that are called when the component is mounted into the DOM, and then this is a function that is called when the component is gonna unmount from the DOM. Pretty simple. And as you can see right here, this is what I was talking about using state variables within your render function. So here's render, and here's a div. Inside we're passing seconds and this.state.seconds. So every single time this.state.seconds changes, then the component is re-rendered. Cool? Makes sense? And the way we can change state is through this.set.state. So let's just go ahead and delete this stuff and see if we can edit the code, right? So we have timer, we have the constructor where we've said this.state is equal, and we've set seconds. We have this tick function, which is cool and all, but why don't we just manually tick it? I don't know. So let's add a button. Okay. So create another div like that. And then we can go like that. Oh, I can't tab. Can't tab. Okay, that's fine. So let's make a button. And within that button, we will have it like, I don't know, increment. Right, that sounds good to me. And then let's say on click is equal to tick. Or maybe it's this dot tick. I don't know. I think tick should be fine. Let's just make it like that. Cool. Okay, that didn't work. That's probably because this isn't bound, I think. Or maybe, okay, that's not good. What did I do? I'm, okay, pretty sure it's just on click and then there's the tick function. Hold up. Let's do it like this. Oh, guess you can't define a variable like that. It's this dot tick. Okay, well, let's just pretend like that worked. It'll work in other React. I don't know. Let's see. We can just do this. Okay, so I've written out some React code already. So this is the website that Marshall is trying to make you guys make. And I decided that I would try to remake it in using React. So this is what he's made using Svelte. Looks super nice. When you change the title, it changes the title. And then you made like a community page, which is solid. And so let me go ahead and open my own. So this is what I made in React. And I've yet to implement the reactive parts, so to speak. So let's go ahead and implement the reactive parts. And before we do that, I can walk you guys through the code and kind of explain a little bit of what's going on, and we can make the code better because it's good to make code better. So, cool. So everything starts out in index.js, and I'll just send this later. You guys don't have to code and follow along. Just make sure to ask me any questions if you have any, and we can get through this together. Cool. So right here, this is, so usually you'll start and create a React project by going into terminal. We can just go ahead and quit it really quick, I guess. And then you'll go into your directory, and then you'll just go ahead and run create React app. Before you do that, of course, you have to npm install create React app. And then once you run create React app, you name it. I'm not going to do that because I've already run that. And I created bootcamp-react. So that. Then you want to kind of determine like what libraries, or yeah, pretty much what libraries you want to use in your React app. And a lot of people use UI libraries like Material UI or React Bootstrap. There are a lot of different UI libraries. So I personally don't love Material UI. A lot of people use it, but I just don't think it's that pretty. I've never really loved Material. So I usually use, I think it's called like Kitten something, like Kitten. I mean, Bit looks solid. React Material UI. Sometimes I use React Bootstrap. Yeah, there are a lot of different libraries that you can use, but essentially what you'll do to install those is npm install node package manager, install save, and then write whatever library or package you want to install. And then to start something, or to run your React website locally, just do npm start. Yeah, so as you can see, this is what I've written on the local host. So inside of index, I'm telling the React virtual DOM to render app component, and I'm importing the app component from app, which is right here. And I'm essentially replacing all the HTML in root with what React is going to render in app. So at the start of every single new React class, you're going to have to obviously import React and then import component, because all of our components are going to extend from component. Pretty simple. I'm using React router DOM to route between different screens. And then I am importing two different components. One is home and one is community. And the way I have that set up is I have the source right here. This is app.js, where we're in right now. I have a components folder where I'm putting reusable components. And yeah, I'm just importing that right here. So here's a component. Obviously start out with a constructor, call super props, and then I'm defining this dot state. So if I want to change the state, if I want to hold a persistent variable that changes what is rendered throughout the rest of the app, I'm just creating a state variable here for night mode, because yeah, that'll propagate throughout the rest of the components that I have. So I have, go ahead. Did someone say something? Okay, guess nobody said anything. Just losing it. There's a function here called getTheme, and it passes in a Boolean, true or false. And then if it's true, then it's night mode. And then if it's false, then it returns day mode. I also have a function here that is change theme. So it takes the state variable, which is night, and then it makes it the opposite of whatever it was beforehand. So to change state in React, you do this dot set state. Cool. This dot set state. All right, sounds good. Assuming y'all got that. Then I have the render function. I have the theme that I'm getting here, some styles that I'm passing in, and then I have the div. So what this router here is doing is it's essentially saying, okay, if I type in nothing, then I'm going to return the home component. And then if I have /community, then I'm going to return the community component. So since you can see that I have nothing after localhost 3000, you know that it's going to return the home component. So let's go to the home component. What's going on here? First things first, you always have to import the same stuff. And then I'm also importing this button class from React-Bootstrap, which is the UI tool, the UI library that I chose to use. So every single component, you start off with constructor, super props, then this dot state. So thinking about this home screen, pretty much the only thing that you need to keep with the state. So if we're looking at Marshall's old site, that's for all of app.js. Really the only thing here that we're going to be changing is this welcome to the tutorial text, which is why I'm storing it here in state. So then I can change it and then everything can get re-rendered based on that. So you can ignore all of this. We'll get to this later. But the part that I really want you to focus on is, this is my site. And this text right here, welcome to the tutorial, that's housed right here in this h2 tag, right? I have this.state.main text, and I'm essentially saying, hey, I want to render the state variable main text, right? So we want to, if we want to change the title and we want to add an exclamation point, we just have to do the same thing that we were doing, or that we attempted to do earlier. And we need to create a function. So every single time change title is pressed, it will add an exclamation point to the end of main text. So let's go ahead and create a function, change title. Change title equals, actually, hold up, how do, I think it's like this, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So change title, and then what do we do here? Well, let's first take the state, main text, and then add an exclamation point. And let's call that new text. So new text is going to be equal to this.state.main text plus an exclamation point. And then we can call this.setState, which is going to change the state. And we want to specify which state variable we want to change. So we want to change main text, and we will change that to new text. Cool. And maybe it's like this. New text is not defined, probably because this is not Python, and I have to do that. Cool. Now we have a working function, change title. And what do we want to do? We want to call a change title every single time we click the change title button. So let's go to the change title button, and then I assume it's on click. I really hope it's on click. And we say this dot change title. And we save it, and we don't get any errors. And then, oh my God, it works. We changed the state, and we clicked a button, and it's reacting, and it's re-rendering, and that's crazy, man. This is why they call it React. It's really cool. So there we go. Cool stuff. Now let's read the rest of my really shitty code. And I emphasize, this is terrible code. Like, I am so bad at web development, but that's for another day. Usually I'll use a hack, and I'll show it to you guys later, but I use React Native for everything. I'll use React Native to make mobile apps and components for the mobile apps, but then I'll also reuse those same components on web using a library called React Native Web. And the reason why I like that is because you use as little code as possible and you're able to code for Android, iOS, and web. I personally think it's really cool. So yeah, let's
Jonathan.
yeah, go for it.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. How big of a difference, because I know you said this is shitty code, but how big of a difference is it with React Native versus React? And aren't like coding styles roughly similar?
Yes, but no. So with React, you have to handle your own CSS. You have to handle your own classes. I'm just not used to using CSS, if I'm being honest. And in React Native, you don't have to create CSS. It's all auto-compiled for you.
Oh, okay. So there's then what do you use to style in React Native?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll see it's super, super similar to React, but yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, so so remember every component, you have a constructor, okay. Also, something that I should probably add. Oh, hello, can you guys hear me? Okay. This is a keyword in React. This references the state, the props. This props, and then also the functions that are within that component. Cool? Cool, okay. So if you look here, I have some god-awful code, especially right here. So as you can see, I'm creating essentially the same button 3 times in a row. And that's kind of dumb because I should just make a reusable component class out of that. So let's do that. We don't have to make a totally new file for this. We can just create a new class. So let's call it class, I don't know, TP button. That's a terrible name. That's fine. Cool. So we need to make the constructor for TP button. Props, call super props, and then I don't know what we should make for the state variable. I don't really think we need the state variable here. Cool. Let's not make the state variable then. And then let's go ahead and add let's add a render function because you need a render function. Cool. Looks good to me. Let's see what we've done down here. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy that, paste it into here. So you always need to return. And I'm gonna go ahead and return that. So let's see what is going on here so I can make sure that we pass in the right stuff. So it's passing in a style, which is probably gonna remain constant throughout all of the buttons, or we know it's gonna remain constant throughout all the buttons. So we can just take that, stick it in here. We know that this.props.theme.type is going to be the same. So we can go ahead and demonstrate passing props really quickly. And then BT container style is probably going to be the same too. So we can do that and that. And do we have to pass anything? Yeah, we have to pass the theme. So the way that we can pass the theme is by deleting all of this. Just got rid of that. Oh shoot, I know what we need to do. We need to change the title. That's what we need to do.
I was about to say, like, are we supposed to pass the title as well?
Yeah, so let's call that this.props.title. Let's call that this.props.theme. And then we should also probably have an action, right? Because buttons usually have actions. more or less. Well, they should on click, and we will pass in this dot props dot on click. Cool. So okay, don't worry about that. We'll get to that. Cool. So let's delete that. Let's delete that. And let's delete that. Why, you ask? Because we just made a reusable component. Crazy. So cool. And so we're going to pass in TP button. And that's like the ending bracket. And what are the props that we need? Well, we need theme. We need on click. And we need title. Cool. So for theme, let's just pass this dot props dot theme. Oh, shoot. Well, yeah, let's just pass this dot props dot theme. On click, let's pass this dot change title. We can pass empty. Well, actually, we want it to be the middle one, right? And then for the rest of these, we can pass in empty functions, or like console.log. Okay.
Wait, don't we want one of the button to route to a separate page, or are we not there yet?
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I
What's up? Oh, yeah, I think you said I. Got it.
yeah.
Community, change title, and oh shoot, this should be dynamic. So this one should be this dot props dot theme dot type. There you go. So does everyone understand how we just made those components? I'll give $1 to the first person that unmutes and says yes.
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 Okay, I didn't really hear, so I'm not going to give that $1 anymore. But cool, right? React, it's pretty easy to make components. Cool stuff. Let's go ahead and try to tackle the day-night mode thing, but in a more React-y kind of way. Cool. So we made 2 classes. Classes are cool. They help you reuse code.
Wait, Jonathan, quick question.
Okay.
Did you, so inside of TP button, you're passing into, so the props of theme, you're passing in another this dot props?
Oh, yeah. Let me go ahead and show that to you. So this is app.js, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have home right here.
Oh, I see. Okay, so then
Passing
you
in
have,
right there.
gotcha, so home's a component. Okay, so that gets passed.
Home is a component.
I see. That makes sense. Okay, thank you.
And then going back to what Sarin said, like, can you change your props? No, but you can in this really hacky way. So as you can see, I'm passing down theme to the home, whatever, to the home component. And I can't change this dot props, but what I can do is I can have a function right here called change theme that changes the state variable in app.js, which then will propagate down to home. Make sense? Cool. So I'm passing down this function, this.change theme, and I should be able to call that when I go into home. So day should then be switched up, and on click should be this dot props dot change theme. And let's see if it works. I have no idea whether it'll work or not. Hey, that doesn't look great. Obviously there's some things to fix, but not bad, right? Not too shabby. Also, did you guys know that Owen Wilson went to UT? No, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, well, he went to UT. He was actually roommates with Wes Anderson. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so let's see. What's not changing? The borders and this text is not changing, which means that we never set the colors in the first place, which would be correct because I never set the colors in the first place. Let's do that.
Jonathan,
What's up?
does everyone else turn off their videos? Can I turn off my video as well?
Y'all turn your videos back on.
I don't know who started the trend. Was it Braden?
Turn your videos back on.
Yeah, I don't got no video. I
How
don't
the
got no
fuck do you
camera.
not have a video.
Yo, because whenever if I try to join the Zoom call on my laptop, you won't let me in. So I mean, I'm streaming this from my desktop. So
What? Okay, Aiton, Sarin, turn on your videos, please. Are y'all listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Sarin, you're next. Let's go. Dude, I bet you
Did
did this man leave?
he fall asleep? No.
He might have left.
Someone call him. Shake him up.
I don't have his phone here. Okay, you know what? Sarin's just not here, I guess. Okay.
Just block him out.
God damn it. The things.
All right. You were saying?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and make those dynamic. So container style. You have color, I think. I think it's maybe it's like text color. I think. Text color, and then let's make that this dot props dot theme dot. I don't know what color is it. The background color or the no? It's probably foreground color. Nope. Let's see if that does anything.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Wait, change it. Wait, color.
Oh, there it is. And then we just need to change that for
The border, right?
yeah, the border, which is right here. I think it's border color. I literally have no idea. What should be foreground?
That's what we did before. Yeah, let's see.
Oh my god, that's crazy, bro.
10 out of 10 out of 10.
Isn't that? Wow. So that's pretty much it. That's how to use React. Yeah.
Yeah, we finished.
Also, there's routing. So I guess we could do routing really quick because I know.
I was about to say we finished exactly at 4:20. So
Oh,
nice
but
fact.
you still want me to show you React Native and go through that? Just give me a thumbs up, bro. If y'all still want me to go through React Native and teach that.
Oh, of course.
Okay. Hold up. Let me send you guys this really god awful code. Hold up. Oh wait, actually, let's do the community thing where we like link to a different screen. Cool. So I haven't made anything in community. It's just a div that says shit in it.
How accurate.
We can route to that. I don't really know how, but I'm sure we can figure that out together. So let's see.
Can we like link via HTML? Like just
Bro, just give me a
HTML.
Okay.
Aiton, how's routing?
Still on the intro 30-minute lesson.
I bet.
This.props.next.go. That looks bad. Oh. There you go. That looks solid. So let's import router, or let's import redirect, which is cool. And then let's add a state, call it a redirect, which is, or, okay, I see. Let's copy and paste that. stick it in the render function. Cool. We can set the state of redirect to false. Or actually, let's make it more extendable. Say you wanted to go to a whole bunch of different places, right? So let's make this like that. And then let's make redirect an empty string. And then let's create a function called redirect to. And we will go ahead and pass in the place that we want to redirect to. So let's call it destination. And then we can do this dot set state redirect to destination. And then for this thing, do you guys understand truthiness? Do you guys know what truthy values are? Okay, if you don't know what a truthy value is, then you better like unmute and say something. Otherwise, I'm just gonna pass over this.
Isn't
Yeah,
it like when there's like something contained in there or not contained, basically something that exists?
Essentially, there are different values to. Oh god, I was about to say something really dumb. Essentially, if you have an empty string or an empty list or an empty dictionary, you don't have to say is length greater than 0. You can just pass the actual value, and an empty string, and an empty dictionary, and an empty list will evaluate to false.
Oh, okay, that's pretty easy to understand.
Yeah, so initially this isn't going to do anything because it's an empty string, or actually, I don't know if that's true for JavaScript. I know it's true for Python. Empty string, truthy, or yeah. Okay, yeah. So it'll evaluate to false, but once it actually does get set to something, it will redirect to Y'all get that? Does that make sense? All right, cool. And then let's go ahead and make the onClick for that. So does everyone here know what an inline function is? Speak now, otherwise I'm just gonna move on. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna make this an inline function, and we're gonna say this dot redirect to. Okay, also if you're ever trying to call something in React and render or anywhere else and it says undefined, but you're like, oh my God, I swear I defined it, just put a this dot in front of it. It'll probably work. Cool. Community. I think it'll redirect to community now. We'll see. Ah, look, it worked. Woo! Cool.
Jonathan,
What?
can you explain how that like redirect push to worked right up? Yeah. If the if statement, yeah.
All right. So when home is first mounted onto the DOM, the constructor is called first, right? Object-oriented programming.
Yeah.
This dot state, it sets main text to welcome to the tutorial, and it sets redirect to an empty string. After the constructor is run, then the render function is run. On the first run through the render function, it asks, oh, if this dot state dot redirect, but it's an empty string, so it doesn't evaluate, and then it returns this, which is this.
That's
right?
what our main, yeah.
So down here in TP button, I said on click, we want to redirect to community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it sets the redirect state variable to community. And then when the render function is called again, because I just updated the state, so render is going to be called again, it sees that redirect is no longer an empty string. It is now equal to community. So that evaluates as true. And then it returns redirect. And so it redirects to /community. And if
Oh,
you
that's a function already defined, like the redirect push to function or whatever that is.
it's a component.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, remember that site I copied and pasted from?
Yeah, I kind of forgot for a second, but it's all good now.
And remember in app.js, this is where I'm defining all the routes. So if there's nothing in there, then I return home. If there is /community in the URL, then it'll return community. So for example, if I go /community, well, it wasn't supposed to do that, but
This shit as well. So it's both? Wait, what?
just, it works. Don't even question it. Look, there, it works, all right? Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, that's a bug. It's okay. Address that on a different day. Does everyone?
Wait, Jonathan, I have a question.
Yeah.
Could you like explain like the difference between state and props?
Yeah, sure. So props are passed down from the parent component, right? Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna keep going. Yeah.
Props are passed down by the parent component, and state is defined by the component. Okay, here. Let me explain that better. So here in app.js, I have this state variable, night, right? And this is specific to just app. It's just specific to the app component. If I want to pass this variable night to home, to the home component or community component, then I'd have to say night equals whatever, right? And this would now be props, and those props can then be accessed in the home class. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're basically saying that like props are things that are passed to other components.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You can pass state variables as props to a different class. But you can pass literally whatever. You can pass a function, you can pass whatever.
Right? Okay, that makes sense.
Do you guys understand? I mean, I can just send the code to you guys, right? So I will do that. And also remember, every single time you create a new project or you clone a project from someone else, run npm install. So it installs all the libraries and packages and whatever. Cool. So we did that. That was cool, I guess. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go through and make sure everyone understands different concepts. Someone explain to me, I don't, you know what? Someone just explain React to me. Someone do it. Aiton, you do it.
It's exactly what it says in the name. You change properties in the state, and then the page renders and reacts to it. Done.
Dope. What's the state?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
Oh, the state is just what's it's basically what's in a component. So basically it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the variables within like constant variables within. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's so basic. Like
Okay, we get it. Sounds good. All right, so I'll send that stuff to you guys later after this. We can create something in a React Native now, which I'm a lot better at. I'm a lot more, just a lot better at it. So what do you guys want me to make in React Native?
Ages.
What?
An app for ages.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up. Make your own damn app. I guess we could make a page off of Aegis if you want, though. But I'm not going to send the source code to you.
Oh, never mind.
Make a pizza delivery app.
I'm not going to make a pizza delivery. Okay, you know what? I'm going to make a page off of Aegis, okay? Cool. Wait, hey, where's the design for this? Sorry.
Go check the Slack.
Bro.
I can send it to you right now. I have it.
Send it to me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sending it.
Dope. We could also, so Marshall made this community feature where there's like a table and then there's a form up on top. Would you guys want me to make that, or do you want me to make something out of Saren's app? Do you not care? You don't care? No, okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Let's just make, I already did that part. Could make, I mean, we can make any of these really, but actually, you know what? Let's make this. That looks solid, I guess. Yeah. That, okay, cool. Let's do that. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and use Expo to create this application. And we can use tabs. What are we gonna name this? TPO Bootcamp? No. React Native Bootcamp.
Or you could just clone Aegis and work on it.
Shut up. Dude, who is this man? Who is this guy? Okay. So React Native, as soon as you understand Flexbox and React, it's actually so easy to build stuff in React Native. Also, this is taking freaking forever, but that's fine. So yeah, let's see. Oh, I guess I should probably explain how React Native works. Essentially, what React Native does is it has created its own tagging system, and then it takes a really, really smart compiler and compiles its own custom tags into the machine code of iOS and Android devices. So it compiles it into the views and everything else that you would usually code in a native application or in a native language. And what they've done is they've also taken that same concept with React Native, and they're actually compiling those tags into HTML code and JavaScript and CSS. So it's really, really nice. Cool. So let's just go ahead and CDN, and we can start it up. Let's go ahead and develop on web. So,
Wait, Jonathan, I have a question.
what's up?
For debugging React Native apps, so like on the web, we have the dev tools. Is there anything similar for React Native?
Yeah, it's also web tools.
How do you access that?
Okay, wait, what are you using to develop the app? Are you using Expo or?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So what you'll do is you'll shake your phone and then you'll click debug remotely.
shake my phone.
Yes, or simulate shake if you're using a simulator and then debug remotely.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and make this. So we should probably go over the different elements of mobile design, or like the different tags. So let's see, React Native. So just like in React, they're all components. let's look into the core components. Right, so there's a view, which is a div. There is text, which is text. There is image, which is an image. There's a text input, which is a fucking text input. There is a scroll view, that's different. We'll get to that later. There's a style sheet, which is a style sheet. There is a button, which is a button. You know what? We can go over the ones that don't make sense. So switch, switches back and forth. A picker is, this is a picker. When you open something up and you're scrolling through, that's what it is. Oh God, the freaking Zoom thing's in my way. So flat list and section list, we can get into that. Let's see, is there anything else? Let's pretend like there's nothing else. Cool. So React Native uses Flexbox just like React does. And a scroll view is essentially a view that you can scroll. And the reason why scroll views exist is because sometimes there is too much on a screen that you can't display to everyone. And so you want to put a whole bunch of content, but then allow that to be scrolled. Scroll views can be scrolled vertically, they can be scrolled horizontally, and usually you'll have to specify in what direction you want it to scroll. Otherwise, you'll be able to scroll in all directions, which is really, really jank. A flat list and a section list are just table views. So what a table view is this, right? When you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, every single post is an item in a flat list. And when you're scrolling through your messages, every single message thing, that's an item in a flat list or an item in a table view. Cool? If you have any questions, obviously just unmute yourself and say something. So now that we have that, let's look at this screen, which looks pretty complicated. So at the top, we have an image. So I'm going to stick an image there. Right here, we have text. Wow, that text looks pretty hard because they're in different fonts and different weights. We can get to that. That looks like a divider. That looks like text. This looks like a mini flat list. This looks like text. That looks like a view with an image inside and some more text. And then it looks like you can click upon it and then open up a new task or open up a new page. At the bottom, we have some tabs, but obviously this is too much content to fit in just one regular screen size. So we'll probably have to put it on a scroll view so you can scroll the content. Cool? Cool? Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up Atom and then open the directory, documents, TPO examples, React Native Bootcamp. So this will probably work better on an iOS simulator. All right, we're gonna run it on an iOS simulator. Okay. It is running. Someone say something in the chat. Yes. What? What are you talking about? Okay. I think my computer's dying right now. I don't know where my iOS simulator is. Ah, here it is. Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Cool, so you have the home screen. Pretty much all we're gonna be doing is working on the home screen, so let's just expand that. What did I say we needed to do? We needed to have a scroll view, image, text, make a flat list. Is someone messaging me? What's going on? Oh, that was Sergey. Let me turn off my notifications. Cool, so we need a flat list, a view, text. Oh yeah, wait, did I tell you guys what touchable opacities are? No. Okay, touchable opacities are make anything a button. Cool? All right. If you wrap anything in a touchable opacity, it just makes it a button. So we have Expo here. Open Expo. Cool. Well, let me close everything else so my computer doesn't have an aneurysm again. Can't close that. Maybe we can close that. I don't need that. Damn, it's taking a long time. Yeah, I have no idea why it's taking so long. Oh, my computer. Cool. Yeah, and so I can debug remote.js using this, and then it'll open up Chrome and debug, but it's okay. We don't need it. We'll be fine. Oh, shit. Okay, so we'll stop remote debugging because we don't need it. Cool. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff in here. It's all good and great. There's a scroll view already implemented for us. Awesome. Let's just delete all of this. Cool. And then, oh yeah, there's tab bar information. We can just delete that. And let's go ahead and delete this stuff too. I don't know what this is, but we probably shouldn't delete that stuff. Let's see, does it still run? Cool, still runs. Let's see. Let's look at this thing. So it has nothing at the top. Where's this how to get started thing? So I'm searching through everything and I see how to get started. Ah, here it is. No title. Oh shoot, that. Oh no, that's this thing. Get header title. Where's get header title? Oh, here it is. Let me refresh this. Oh, now it says root.
Wait, Wait, Jonathan, does it not auto reload, or do you have to like shake every time?
We shouldn't focus on that.
Okay.
Where is navigation? Bottom tab navigator. Navigation. Oh, there it is. Navigation. Who the fuck did I do that? Navigation. Hold up, give me a sec. Navigation options. Okay, let's just wing it and say header null. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Options header is not a function. Reload. Same error. Okay. I don't know what I did. Oh, okay. Well, got rid of it, but it didn't actually get rid of the header. We're just gonna roll with it for now, and we can fix that later. That's just one of those stupid bugs. Cool. So there's a scroll view, and let's just go here and check out what this is, and then we can write it down piece by piece. So that's an image. And we can source that image later. There's text. We can add the text later. There is a divider. I wonder if there's a divider. Oh, we can just make that a view. That's, you can just have a view there, even though that's kind of ugly. You can figure that out later. More text, which we will probably want to style. Say your daily lessons. Here we can say good morning. And then that's like a new line. Oh shit, where's the new line thing? New line. Oh, I know. Good morning. Today is day 2. So we have the divider here. Then we have your daily lessons. Then we have a flat list, which we can make later. Then we have another divider, which means we should probably just make a divider class, but I'm not going to do that. Then we have more text. As you can see, this is a very complex, hard thing to do, you know, coding. It's crazy. And then there's another view with a gradient. Interesting. Yeah, and then there's an image within that view. And then there's text. And there is more text. Where's the... Hey, Saran, can you... Oh shit, I have to log in to get access to this, don't I? Dope. So what you can do is you can just copy and paste from Figma. Okay, so does anyone have any questions up to here, or do you just want me to keep going?
Wait, I have a question.
Keep going?
Can I, so is it okay to divide them up?
Save that. And as you can see, I have
Jonathan,
this beautiful screen right here. Now that, I mean, I'm ready to ship it right now, low key, but I think we should probably make a few changes.
So everyone talk.
So
Yes.
yeah, let's go ahead and make those changes. So I want to add extra styles to the scroll view. So I'm just gonna make the styles an array, and I'm gonna add some stuff like justify content in the center. And then, yeah, let's see if that works. Oh, invariant scroll view child layout must be applied through the content container style prop. Oh, never mind. Oh, I see. Here it is. Someone's calling me. Kevin, why are you calling me? Oh, yeah. Oh, what's up, Saran? Hello? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? My bad.
Now, I was just wondering if you could just divide the 3 views as components.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my question, but then you were ignoring me.
Oh, yeah, no, I was doing that on purpose. My bad.
Okay. Another question. You see, like, Bernardo's design has a lot of
Has a lot of what?
like a gradient on the text.
Yeah,
I don't think you can do that in React Native.
you can.
I mean, I've tried implementing them. It doesn't work. No, that's the background, not the text.
Oh, text?
Yeah, the text has a gradient to it.
Dude, he should not be. Okay, wait. Actually, speaking of which, I need to text Shazib. We need to do design reviews so the better designers can help the not as good designers. Not saying that Bernard is not a good designer, but you should not be making gradients on text.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just don't worry about the gradient text. Wait, Saran, have you already made the screen?
No, I'm working on it. I'm
Okay.
done with the good morning and the daily lessons.
Okay. Dope. Uh,
Well, it looks really bad because the images. I don't get. I don't know when I put the images and the text together, it just looks really bad. It doesn't look as good as on Figma.
okay, well then you need to make it look better.
Wait, I just do not know how because it's literally just an image and a text.
Oh, where? Which where?
Like, okay, I mean, I'll talk to you about it later, but it just looks really bad. I'm talking about this screen.
Like this screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll work on it later.
Okay.
Cool. So I'm gonna export this from Figma, and then I'm gonna import it in the assets. Yay. I should probably rename that. Image 11, that's the one. Rename it to Sunrise. Okay. Cool. Also, if we're using Expo, we need to require this in app.js. Oh, shit. Okay, so essentially, the way that it works is if you're deploying from Expo, Expo saves all of your assets onto their cloud, and so you can require them before you run the application, or it can be loaded once the application comes up.
Wait, Jonathan, how did you export the image again?
Double click export on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go back to this, and then let's see, image, source. Let's see. We're gonna have to get to the right directory, like that. Images, and sunrise.png. Unable to resolve module. Oh yeah. Oh wow, so pretty. Cool. I guess let's continue on. All right. So, I mean, you guys understand, it's just like tagging, you stick stuff on there. Do you want me to finish this out? Aiton's shaking his head no. Everyone else is silent. Do you want me to finish it out?
Nah.
Nah.
Wait, can you do the middle section?
Which one?
Like the what was it called? The flat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can you just do one of those?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
The flat list. Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to show you guys how to style the text in different font weights or no? Actually, you know what? We could make this look better by just doing this. Or actually, no, maybe because it's a scroll view. So because it's a scroll view, next, justify content. I feel like that should have worked. Not working. Okay, guess it's not gonna work. Cool. Yeah, we can just do the flat list then. But usually you would, so for example, like good morning kind of thing. I mean, you obviously want to add styles to that. So it looks like the font is pretty big. So I think it's like font size. Maybe like 30 IDK, and then color, it's yellow, I think. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's so terrifying.
And that's why the gradient looks good on Figma.
Yeah, you should never use gradients. You should never use gradients. I don't know what else to say about that. There you go. That'll look better. We can just use that. And then cool. Yeah, let's we can make this quick. So view should be, so we can just style that really quickly. Background color. Let's just make it the same exact color as this. It's kind of lazy, but it's fine. And then you'll have like a width, which should be, that looks like 90% of the screen, or actually that looks like 95% of the screen. And then the height should be like 1 pixel. Cool. That might get fucked up, but I'm not really sure. Oh, look, so pretty. And we can say margin top. Shut up, Aiden. I see your face. Cool. Margin top right there. Then we have text daily lessons. That looks black, and it looks like it has a heavier font. I know I'm completely ignoring you guys to say just move all the way to flat list. but it's okay because I can do that. Cool, 25, we can make this black, and then the font weight will be bold. Lit. What's underneath that? Ah, the flat list. Yeah. So these are individual items, and then we can stick it within the flat list. I know how to make flat lists, but I always just copy and paste code. Okay. Cool. That's the flat list. You have data, and in this case, we can just hard code the data, even though it's kind of bad. Okay, data, and it's going to be 2 dictionaries. We should really define that up here so it's not too crowded. Cool. Then one of them, the title is Daily Nutrition. The description is the importance of protein in recovery. And then the image we'd have to download. Oh, annoying. Okay, and the image, we can go ahead and upload those images again.
Hey, Jonathan,
So
when you're exporting assets from Figma, do you have to like do the 2x and 3x thing like how you'd had to do it like for iOS native, like Xcode?
now,
No, just download one version.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's call this walk. Let's call this meet. Cool. And then let's go back in here. And then, yeah, let's do that. Oh shoot, where's the data? Oh, here it is. So you require, and then some, I think it's meet, and then wow, this is not pretty. It's fine. Description, walking, and physical, and then image would be walk.png. Oh, it looks like there's some errors. JSX attributes must only be assigned a not, oh, yeah, don't worry about that. There you go, data. And then we pass an item. We should probably create our own function for this because it's going to be pretty extensive or whatever. So let's create a new function. Oh, they made it, they're not even using components. That's disgusting. It's fine. We can just create a function. Daily lesson. Cool. So I have this function called daily lesson item. It takes in a dictionary of an item, and then it allows me to access different stuff. So that title right there, we should be able to go back and transform syntax error. Yeah, we'll deal with that later. Let's see. What's wrong with that? Unexpected token, expected semicolon. Y'all see this error anywhere? Oh, I spelled lesson wrong, but return. There's a function, opening it up. I don't see the error. You know what? Fuck this. We're not going to create a separate function then. All right, cool. We're going to have this instead. Yeah, so as you can see, there's the flat list right there. And let's just go ahead and, I guess we can just delete the rest of this stuff. I kind of feel bad for deleting this stuff though. Oh yeah, this is how you comment stuff out. But it has to be within a view, so. Cool. There you go. Oh my God. Okay, Command Z. Oh, because I deleted the view. All right. Cool. Let me go ahead and just stick this in notes or something because I feel bad. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make that more extensive and better. So we can do that by okay. Yeah. So everything is a view, right? Everything's a view. So you have to start with a view. And then, oh, it also looks like there's a freaking different color for every single one. We should probably store that color. So, oh, that's different. Okay, so what we can do is we can just change the opacity because I feel like that's just a lighter opacity than of this color. So let's go into data, add color. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna add color. That. And then once we get back to the flat list, now we can do background color. And we're gonna do item.color. So that should be really ugly if we do that, or it should not show anything. Fuck. Okay, what? Okay, what happens if we do white? Where did we mess up? Oh, I know where we messed up. Always return a function. Great. Item.color. Yay. Okay, I think we need to change the opacity though, because that's really ugly. That's so annoying. Okay, that's so annoying. Oh my God. Okay, well, should we just roll with it? It's gonna be really ugly if we do that though. You have to set, in this case, then you'd have to set like 2 different colors. Or if I were making this, I think what I'd do is I'd have like an array of different colors that I have a light opacity and then a dark opacity one for, and then I would just set that. Saran, if you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, cool. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. We would then just have to get this color and then set that in the data. Y'all, do you guys understand like the concept of the flat list though?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess we can do back color because, yeah. All right, let's just make this flat list really nice.
Or can we just think of them as a bunch of buns?
What's up?
Because like that redirects, like that daily lesson redirects probably to another page,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So can we just think of it as a big button?
Yeah, it's going to be a big button.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just haven't wrapped it in touchable opacity yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold up. All right, I'm gonna try to like speed code this so I don't like, so it's not super annoying. Item.back color. Yeah, cool. God, why have you forsake? Oh, here it is. Width. That's because we have to set a width, which should be probably also around like 90% or 95%. But it was 95% of the flat list, and the flat list is not spanning all of that. So I don't know whether the list. There it is. Actually, we shouldn't justify the content to center, or should we? Ooh. The content container style. Content container style. Justify. Content center. Still did not work. Do I want to debug this? You know what? It's fine. That's fine. Let's see. The view should also be larger. So height, let's just make it fixed like 100. Looks fine. And then margin bottom should be like 20. Does that look okay? Well, let's just pretend that it looks good. Cool. And then it's like maybe margin left 5 or make that 20. Oh, that's too much. 10. That's fine. And then we should probably give it padding. Okay, so Text strings must be rendered within a text component. Okay, there we go. Slightly better. Style, margin, left. What did we say? Like 10. Dope. We should probably also have a margin to the bottom. Make that 10 too. Cool. Starting to come along. It's not the same font, but you'll have to import this font and then change the color. It's just annoying, but color. There you go, there's the color. Should probably have some more margin on the top. More margin on the top. And then there should be more margin here, but cool, and now we can scroll. That's working well. We have daily nutrition, daily fitness. So this view, we want to create a border radius. So border radius will curve the border, so it looks more pretty. Let's call that border radius of 10. That looks accurate. Cool, we're almost there. There's an arrow. God, that arrow looks annoying. So what you can do to combine assets together is you do that on Figma. Now it's one asset. Now you can export it. Oh, shoot. Did that export it as a... Okay, here's what you can do. You do this, then you can click group selection, and then now you can export it. Export group one. Cool, now we have the arrow. Now we take the arrow, or no, we don't. No, we don't have the arrow. Oh, here it is. One's at 2x. So we take this, stick it in images, that, rename, arrow. Close those, close that. Okay. Let's see. So what do we have left? We have this image, we have this text, and we have the arrow. Because this arrow is right next to this thing, that means that this needs to be another view. So you need to nest a view again. Yeah, I know. Okay, so another view. We should probably start doing this so it's more indented. Okay, cool. So what's going to be inside this view? Well, first things first, one, it's going to be this view, and then the other is going to be this image. So let's take the image and let's make it go under or next to this thing. But you're going to have to change the flex direction because instead of going down, it's going to have to go across. So we go style, flex direction. What way is it going? It's going in the flex direction row. And you just realize, oh shit, you're going to have to do the same thing here because in this flex direction, it's also row. So now you do flex direction row. Cool. Oh wait, you're not going to see anything because I didn't. Oh wait, actually, oh shoot. Did this thing just die on me? Okay, so this should be arrow. And I also should change the flex. Okay, so you can see the arrow, that looks really bad. I think it's justify content. So as you can see, it's incredibly, that's better, but also off. So we should probably, yeah, so front-end coding isn't the most intellectually stimulating thing in the world, but I like to think of it as, I know this sounds cheesy, but like art, I mean, I like to think of it as like you're creating an interface and that's kind of fun, especially if you create beautiful interfaces that people make. The actual coding of it is really it's kind of grunt work, but it can be fun. So let's reduce the width here a little bit. That's too much. That's better. Looks like the arrow is smaller than that. So let's constrain the arrow size to a smaller width and height. That's too small. I'd say you probably want to increase that by a factor of 3. Yeah. And then that's sort of better. Pixel pushing. And I think this view has a margin to the right. You know what? Let's just pretend that that looks better than it is. And then now let's include the image and the text, and then we'll finally be done. Are you excited for it to be over with? Yeah. Same. Actually, by a lot, yeah. Very much same. God, did we import the meat one? Oh, we don't have to because it is item.image. Oh, wow, so pretty. Cool. Fuck this. Justify content. Center. Oh, that's the wrong one. So that it's align items. Nice. Nice. Let's change that to 50 and 50. Okay, dope, looking better. And then instead of margin, just margin bottom, let's just say margin in general. Oh yeah, now that looks good. Now let's make some text. Text, what is it? Item.description. And what is the color going to be? Color is going to be item.color. Now that's some A1 coding stuff right there. Shall we just call that a day? So
We should.
yeah, okay. You guys all understand React, right? You understand the concept of like states and props, and now you understand the basic components of React Native. This is what you guys wanted, right? Right? Having this before we made you guys start on the projects?
Yes.
Cool. Well, here it is. Yeah, does anyone have any questions before I leave? Ask now or forever hold your peace.
Wait, Jonathan, you know how you said there was React Native Web for bringing native code?
Oh,
to
yeah.
web?
Y'all check this out. Check this out. So you know how we just coded an iOS app? Well, give it a sec. It's compiling. Oh my God, wow, it's on web now.
Wait, is there anything to go the other way around or no? Like go from web to native with something quick? Okay.
No, because web sucks. Web development sucks.
We just wrap around with that viewer.
What's up? Oh yeah, but that sucks too.
Wait, so you basically just run a command and it turns your native app to a web app? What the hell?
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's why I said use React Native, bro. Didn't I say that shit? Didn't I say that shit at the very
You,
beginning?
you were teaching us React for like an hour or two. I was like, oh yeah, I was getting used to this, and then now you're like, oops, just kidding.
I fucking told you guys at the beginning that you can use React Native. I literally said that in the beginning, bro.
I'm just messing with
I
you,
said
bro.
that in the
I'm just messing with you.
Okay, see, this is why I use React Native, because you can just reuse components and build it on web.
More efficient, yeah, got you.
Yeah, it's more efficient. Cool. Does anyone have any questions? Otherwise, never ask me about React ever again.
All right. I think I'm good. Give me a dip. See you, Jonathan.
Peace. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys this code.
Thanks a lot, Jonathan. This has been really informative.
Thank you.
I just realized I've been recording this entire time, even that part where I just yelled at you, Jeffrey.
You're gonna do some Big Brother editing.
It's okay. I don't think anyone's gonna watch it anyways. I'll just post it on.
As sad as it is.
Does anyone watch the
think
YouTube
you're right.
videos?
I don't think so.
We could work a little bit more marketing if.
It's about principle, right?
Yes.
No, it actually is. It definitely is about principle. Like, a lot of organizations at UT, won't name any of them, teach really good content. I don't know if I would classify this as the greatest content, but they teach good content that gives their members like a strong foot forward when it comes to doing everything.
Mhm.
And we want to give you guys a strong foot forward, but also you should have knowledge available to anyone who wants it. And if someone wants to grind and get that knowledge and teach it to themselves, we should provide that. That's what.
I respect that vision.
So, okay, that's it. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Sorry if this was kind of boring. I tried to make it as interesting as possible, and hopefully you learned something. But yeah, now go out and go build it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Jonathan. See you later.
Peace, y'all.